Lesson number 76 is about comparing fractions by converting to decimal form. Now the first problem asks us to compare these fractions. First convert each fraction to decimal form. So we have 3/5 compared to 5/8. And if we want to change these to decimal form, well, you might know what 3/5 is in your head as a decimal. We know 3/5, well, times some fraction equal to 1 is going to give us something out of 10. If we multiply 5 times 2, we get 10. So if we multiply 3 times 2, we get 6. So 3/5 is the same as 6/10, which must be the same as 6/10, or 0.6. So we've got our first one rewritten. 5/8. Well, that one's a little bit more challenging. And another way we can find out what a fraction is as a decimal is to go ahead and divide. The numerator is our dividend, 5. And the denominator, 8, is our divisor. We can say 5 divided by 8, just like it looks, 5 divided by 8. And we can find out what this fraction is as a decimal. Well, we know 8 never goes into 5, so we add a decimal point and add a 0. We'll extend our bar. 8 goes into 50 6 times, because 8 times 6 is 48. We have 2 left over, we add another 0, and we bring down the 0. 8 goes into 20, 2 times, we get 16 with 4 left over. We've got to add another 0. Bring it down. 8 goes into 40, 5 times, and 8 times 5 is 40. We have nothing left, so we've got our answer. We've got 0.625. So we can now figure out what our comparison is going to be. We've got 0.6 on the left, we've got 0.625 on the right, so 0.625 must be bigger because 0.6 would have a 0 and a 0 after it if we had the same number of place values. So our inequality is opening to the right. We can say 3/5 is less than 5/8, and we'd have our answer. Let's look at our next problem. Here we want to compare 3/5 and 0.7. Now this problem doesn't say we have to convert the fraction to a decimal or the decimal to a fraction, so we could do either way. Since this lesson is about fractions going to decimals, let's convert 3/4 into a decimal. So what we could do, you might know what 3/4 is as a decimal. If you didn't, that's okay, because you could always say 3 divided by 4. 4 never goes into 3, so we've got 0. We add our decimal point and bring it straight up. 4 is going to go into 30 7 times. 4 times 7 is 28. We subtract to get 2 left over, add another 0 and bring it down. 4 goes into 20 5 times. 4 times 5 is 20, so we have nothing left over. We're all done. We get 0.75. So 0.75 compared to 0.7, which is really 0.70 if we have all the same number of place values, we can see which one is bigger. 3/4, or 0.75, must be bigger than 0.7. So the inequality always opens towards the bigger number. We'll practice this some more with our lesson practice on page 407. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.